to thank everybody for coming out tonight. It's a lot warmer than it's been, so I guess people are out. The roads aren't too slippery and icy. A couple of announcements. This is a regular board meeting of the Village of Oxford tonight, as well as we're also going to have a public hearing. The public hearing is scheduled first, so we're going to move right into that. I just want to let me get a motion, if we would, to open the public hearing. I have a motion by John, second by Joe to open the public hearing. Further discussion, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. A couple of just announcements, or general announcements, housekeeping for everybody here, because we got a large crowd. There are men's and ladies' room off to my left in the back. Obviously, we have the front door exit, and through that door you can go downstairs, whether to exit or to stop and have a beverage, either way you choose. The sign-up sheet is up here. There's a pecking order to similar things we've done in the past, to the order of speakers. If you sign in, you'll get to speak before somebody that doesn't sign in, so you don't have to sign in to speak. But if you do sign in, we're going to go with that, whatever list I've got over there. When I get to it, I'll go to that. The pecking order is a public body. At that point in time tonight, similar again to the past, the public body could be anybody that wanted to come in here that represents a public body. It could have been the 239 Review Committee from the Shenango County Planning Board. We do, if there's nobody here representing them, we do have their response to our amendment that they reviewed over the last 30 days. I will read that in first. I may or may not respond, depending on how things are going here, to everything that they have said, because we haven't had time to completely review it. After the public body, I'll go to public officials. If there are any public officials that would like to speak, I go to them. Then organizations, then we go to individuals that are signed in, and then we'll go to individuals that are not pre-signed in. Everybody, I didn't have enough to pass out. I wasn't sure how many people are going to be here, but you've got the rules of procedures relative to the decorum that we keep here on public comments. I'm not going to go through every one of them. I think most of the folks here have been here on more than one occasion. It's gone pretty well, but we do have to have some form and order. So when you come up to speak, probably the most important thing to keep in mind, come to the podium, make your comments to the board. This is not a debate either amongst everybody in the audience who may be for or against our particular amendment, and it's not a debate between the people that are making comments and the village board. Tonight is a public hearing. It's meant for the board to listen to your comments relative to the amendment that's on the agenda, which is Local Law 1 of 2013, to amend and supplement the Village of Oxford zoning ordinance adopted January 2nd, 1973, and amended by establishing a severability clause, confirming that use is not expressly permitted or prohibited, adding certain new definitions, and changing certain existing definitions, and modifying, clarifying, and adding to the provisions regarding variances. So all comments that you should make tonight, please focus on the amendment, not any other issue that would be of your concern. So, without further ado, I probably should, everybody here probably knows, but the village board is here on my left. Village clerk Chris Nelson, trustee, we got trustees lined up here. I'll start with Joe Spence because he always seems to be last. So Joe Spence, Dale Leach, Matt Bose, and John O'Connor. Also attending tonight we have the village attorney Roger Monaco, who says the less I say and the less he says, the better off we probably all are. Okay. As you may know, with this amendment, we've got a response from the county on Friday. They have denied our amendment that we have submitted to them. They gave us 4 bullet points, maybe 5 bullet points of their reasons. I know the paper had an article on that today. I also know that the public has been, this has been provided to the public in one venue or another, even though it's only been a couple of days. But their concerns about our amendment, I'm going to list them and have it read into the record so the village clerk can take this document and make it official record. It says here, Dear Mayor Stark, the Shenango County Planning Board's 239 Review Committee has completed the review of the above referenced proposal per your request. The committee has denied the application with the following recommendations or concerns. The amendment to Article 3 of the Village of Oxford zoning law states, district and boundaries, any use not specifically permitted is prohibited. Anybody that's read the amendment will become familiar with that line as it appears in several places. There is a concern that the language in this amendment is too vague, unintentionally restricting certain land uses the community may deem to be allowed. So that was their first concern. Page 3, I know most of you don't have this, but page 3 of Zoning and Comprehensive Plan of the James A. Kuhn Local Government Technical Series. This is a document that we use as we do a lot of these zoning amendments. It states, in New York, the zoning enabling acts continue to require that zoning be undertaken in accordance with a well-considered plan or in accordance with a comprehensive plan. According to our records, the Village of Oxford Comprehensive Plan has not been updated since February 1970. This document is entitled the Summary Master Plan Town and Village of Oxford, New York. It is recommended that the Village of Oxford updates its comprehensive plan prior to adopting amendments to the Village of Oxford zoning law in order to assure both documents are in conformance to each other. So that was the second bullet point. Furthermore, the action of changing the Village of Oxford local zoning law is not timely because New York State has not yet completed their studies, which would provide guidance for permitting any requirements to be adhered to at the local level. Until these rules and guidance are adopted by the state, the executive order prohibiting issuance of permits for gas extraction remains in effect. As such, any local law which would contradict state rules would be superseded by state regulations and therefore become moot. It is recommended by the Shenango County Planning and Development Board that any municipality does not take any action prior to the state issuing their rules and recommendations. We will ensure that local actions are taken in compliance, and us, the village, would ensure that local actions are taken in compliance with state rules and guidelines. The last comment, bullet point, additionally, amendment to the Village of Oxford local zoning law has potential to have impact or have economic impacts throughout the region. It doesn't state what those impacts would be, it just simply states that. I have not had time, and this was signed by Theodore W. Gwynn, who is chairman of the Shenango County 239 Review Committee. So that's in the official record. So what that means to the Village of Oxford, for those who may not know, that if we were to pass our amendment as it was proposed, normally if they had approved it, it would take a simple majority vote of the village board. We have a 5-member board, including the mayor. It would take a 3-2 vote. Because they have denied this particular amendment, we could still move forward with it, but it would require a supermajority, a majority plus one. We will need 4 votes in favor of the amendment to pass it. So that is the response from the county. I had planned at one point maybe to respond tonight, but tonight is really a public hearing, not for me to respond to the county, but I wanted you to know that if you weren't aware of the county's position and what the position bullet points were. Tonight is a public hearing. I would like time for me to continue to talk to the 239 committee and the planning board to get more clarification what they mean, because I think some of the things they say are a bit vague as well. So having said that, I will move on unless there's another political organization here. My pecking order sheet's not. Any public officials that would like to speak?